Welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm Dee,
I'm E.
and today's video is one that we were trying very hard not to do. Like, very, very hard. And we told y'all we weren't going to do this, but we did change our minds, as we have every right to do. But mainly, it was because things have spiraled, y'all. Spiraled into the stratosphere at this point. I'm talking about all of the many, many conspiracy theories surrounding Kate Middleton and where on earth is Carmen Sandiego?
hmm
Because right now, it feels like we're living in a real life Carmen Sandiego situation here. Okay, so today's article that we looked into, because trust me, we've read like a ton, but this is one that we're like, okay, let's try this. Comes from Rolling Stone, and it is by Louis Staples. The title is "The Royals Have Totally Lost Control of the Narrative." Boy, is that an understatement.
Well, guys, let's get to some katespiracies, as us Americans call it. So I'm jumping around this article, so I'll read a couple of things. So, chatter surrounding the princess's prolonged recovery from an unspecified abdominal surgery reached comical levels last week as they escalated from rumors and speculation to full-blown conspiracies. Was the Princess of Wales debuting a BBL while putting in a shift as the unknown, the Doom Glasgow Willy Wonka experience? That's what all the memes on social media feed would have you believe it or not. Would have you believe it or not. One on a more serious note, others have suspected the royal marriage is on the rocks amid the pressure of King Charles's cancer diagnosis. And even more sinisterly, some have claimed, without any evidence, obviously, that Kate has passed and has been replaced by a body double. The author says, I don't think anyone actually thinks this, but the internet is a weird place. And we concur. The hysterical and conspiracy reaction to Middleton's absence from public life on medical grounds, mind you, is telling. I was open mouthed when I saw a royal. People who believe that they are above their subjects because of divine right given to them by God, releasing a social media apology over some clumsy photo editing. The sheer grubbiness of it from people who have long considered themselves above celebrity, and the PR worded Instagram apologies that mere mortals post when they mess up. I feel Queen Elizabeth II is turning in her grave as they forsook the public reaction strategy she rigidly adhered to for her 70-year reign. Never complain, never explain. The death of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning British monarch, feels tied to the reaction we're seeing. So somebody said, um, Jason Okunde said, Liz died and the royals lost all their mystery. He said this on Monday. I think he's right.
Yeah.
In Rutunia, the sixth episode of the final season of The Crown, we saw a fictionalized version of the late queen played by Imelda
Staunton, yeah.
Staunton, grappling with the idea of modernization. Against the instincts of then Prime Minister Tony Blair, she rejected the idea that the royals need to be more relatable to the public. People don't want to come. People don't want to come to a royal palace and get what they could get at home, she said. They want the magic and the mystery, which is so true. And that's what I say. I know, side note. And that's what I say about the White House here. It has lost all its glamour. But another story for another day. Queen Elizabeth argued that providing that mystery was a key part of their duty, but in recent years, it has started to waver. Even before Queen Elizabeth died, the Sussex Tell All interview with Oprah Winfrey had pulled back the curtain on the firm like never before, including disturbing allegations of racism and tabloid collusion. This followed the humiliating BBC Newsnight interview with Prince Andrew in 2019, which culminated in a civil SA case, which was settled in 2022. Not long after the Queen's death, Prince Harry dropped a tell all autobiography, which is Spare, complete with stories about him rubbing Elizabeth Arden's cream on his manhood and losing his you know what in the field. You know, when people do stuff that relations. Last week, Gary Goldsmith, Middleton's loose cannon uncle, they said it, not me, who was convicted of assaulting his fourth wife in 2017, appeared on the UK's version of Celebrity Big Brother, where he spilled further detail about Middleton and her husband, her mother Carol, and angrily called out the Sussex. I wonder whether these conspiracy theories about Middleton and how invested people are in the idea that it all doesn't seem to be here are really a craving for the mystery that is being lost in all this public mudslinging. Before I continue, what do we think so far?
I think that conspiracy theories can definitely be comical. And I've seen plenty of comical ones. I've seen Kate is trying to grow out her bangs. I've seen the BBL thing. I've seen that she is just off on a spa retreat and on D&D and she has no idea any of this is going on. I've seen theories about her trying to pull off a Gone Girl, which if you've seen the movie, you know what that's about, and it's not pretty. I've seen theories about the extramarital affair, allegedly, and how there may be an alleged baby out of that affair. I've seen theories about a divorce being imminent, theories about how she gave some sort of organ to King Charles, and so it's a lot. um and so I think that because Queen Elizabeth had a 70-year reign, for most of us, all we ever knew was Queen Elizabeth. And while time passed, we went through a pandemic, she was still there. She was working up until her final days. We always saw her.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a certain magic to who she was and to what she represented. Whatever you may think about the monarchy, colonialism, imperialism, all that aside, because that's a topic for a whole nother video. Um, there was this sort of I would say view, like rose-colored view of the monarchy whenever it came to Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, because she was revered, people saw her as their granny, she was respected, all that. So there was I think a lot that she was able by her image alone to keep at bay. We didn't know, for most of us, we didn't know whatever she was doing when she was young. We didn't know what was going on between her and Prince Philip. Whatever the crown accounts are, we know that they're fictionalized, right? There's some of it is true, but not all of it is. So we weren't alive for that. So all we've ever known her as is the queen. All we've ever known her as is this very revered, hardworking woman that was the monarch for so long. We have grown up seeing Charles cheat on Diana. We have grown up seeing Charles divorce Diana and marry his mistress. We have grown up hearing the stories of Charles not really being the best dad at times. We've grown up with all these different things. So there is no magic to Charles. So that little, I guess, veil that we had with Queen Elizabeth is not there for Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, Charles is not going to be able to do a great job at keeping certain things away. And now we are peers to William almost. And so we've seen him grow up. We've seen the things he's done. So we've seen a lot of the very human aspects to these people. Um, and so it's not like how it was with the Queen. There is no mystery, I would say. I mean, granted, there's a lot they're not telling us. But that mystical mystery, that magical whatever that they had, I think is not really there anymore. Um, and they just don't seem above it all. They don't seem like they are these beings that are, what's the word, like from God, anointed by God to be royalty. Like it's not there anymore. And I think that's probably why so many people are just running with these crazy theories.
Mm-hmm. And there's no respect on
No,
it either.
no respect,
So,
man. No.
scanning the article, the Rolling Stone article, it also points out that the royals want to be relatable when it suits them, but also want to be far removed from scrutiny all other times. The
Mhm.
mismatched combination of relatable royalty and all of the sudden reappearances of distant, strict protocols is a gray area where the boundaries of privacy and transparency are unclear. What is unclear, though, is that the royal institution is still struggling to adapt to the dynamics of the social media landscape. The fur reminds me of the disastrous Prince and Princess of Wales disastrous tour of the Caribbean in 2022. The duo were seen being carried on thrones and also photographed greeting children behind a cage like metal fence. In the past, they would have released favorable images to the press, who would have run them alongside near sycophantic coverage. But now everyone has a phone and a platform to scrutinize and amplify images that are less flattering.
Yeah.
So this all might seem silly, but the mob-like mentality regarding Middleton's whereabouts speaks to a wider disconnect and distrust between the royals and their subjects. Are we subjects? Well, I guess we're not,
No,
but like I
we're
guess
American.
love them. Not everyone agreed with Queen Elizabeth II, but rightfully or wrongfully there was an undercurrent of trust there built over decades. Many people who were anti-monarchist begrudgingly respected her, even if they're only realizing that now that she's gone. With King Charles still new to the throne and now diagnosed with cancer, and the younger generation unable to stage a simple photo op without creating an international incident, this mess highlights their vulnerability. Queen Elizabeth's reverence doesn't yet apply to the next generations, and they're lucky that for now this scandal remains fairly in low stakes.
I think the last point that I'll make on that before kind of going more into the the conspiracy theories that are going around is that to me there there's not a unified message. There's not a unified front. We knew, and I repeatedly said this because it's always made sense. We knew the queen believed in never what is it, never complain, never explain. We knew she believed in that, and everybody followed suit, right? Everybody, everything had to go through her, and whatever she deemed necessary, whatever she deemed appropriate, that's how things would go. But
Mhm.
just 2 months ago we had two um two alerts, two um information things given to us by Buckingham and by Kensington, and they were the opposite. Buckingham, King Charles, was transparent, as transparent as he could be, with the announcement of his upcoming surgery for an enlarged prostate, right? This was before the cancer diagnosis announcement. And on that same day, we also had from Kensington Palace the announcement that Kate had already had surgery for an abdominal surgery for an undisclosed thing that they didn't provide any information on, and that she wouldn't be appearing or, out in public until after Easter. This was all very, very opposite to one another. There was no cohesiveness, there was no unity. It was very, very
Mhm.
different. And so that, I think, adds to the fact that people are going to wonder, okay, so what are we doing here? Are we going to be more modern? Are we following Queen Elizabeth's, steps from before? What are we doing? I think that has added a lot to like the confusion and to the reason why people just aren't trusting them. So,
For sure.
according to marca.com, There's they have their own story here about the conspiracy theories. And it says Kate Middleton's state of health has become a huge talking point in the United Kingdom, and it has also extended to the rest of the world. Since she underwent, according to the British Royal House, an abdominal surgery or operation on January 17th, rumors about her health haven't stopped. Kensington Palace and its press department haven't managed to convey what is actually going on, and recent events have not helped to clarify the situation of Kate Middleton. The publication of her first photo with her 3 children almost 2 months after her surgery over the weekend was provoked or has provoked a plethora of reactions, even more so after Kate Middleton admitted that she manipulated the image. So, all the crazy theories about Kate Middleton. The disappearance of Prince William's wife since January 17th has caused social media to be filled with conspiracy theories. The lack of transparency of the British royal house has brought to light all kinds of hypotheses. Some speak of Kate Middleton suffering from a mental health problem, like the one suffered by Diana of Wales, wife of the current King Charles III of England, who died in 1997 in a traffic it says traffic accident, but we know what that was, while being chased by a group of photographers. Other theories state that the Princess of Wales suffers from Crohn's disease, but the fact that she has not appeared publicly since January 17th doesn't help the matter. And people have elaborated online about the Crohn's disease theory and how that can take months to recover from. Then there are the crazy theories that Kate Middleton passed during the operation, that she's in a coma, or that she is going to be replaced by a doppelganger. My gosh. There are also those who claim that in reality she underwent a cosmetic operation that did not go well, or those who claim that there are problems in the marriage with Prince William. So, they go into a little bit of the chronology of everything that happened, which we've already discussed. There were people that were very dissatisfied with the initial paparazzi photo that was released. On March 4th, the first photo, in theory, of Kate Middleton came to light. In it, the Princess of Wales can be seen in the passenger seat of an Audi accompanying her mother. The image was not of high quality, but everyone assumed it was Kate. But social media is full of private detectives, and some of them believe that the co-pilot of the Audi was not Kate Middleton by stating she does not have a characteristic mole on the right side of her face. Then, of course, the situation has become more disturbing after the first official photo of Kate Middleton after the operation was published this past Sunday, with obviously her and the kids. But immediately, the photo agencies, Associated Press, Getty Images, Reuters, and Agence France Press ordered the photo to be removed for being manipulated. The scandal has served, and Kate Middleton herself had to, or scandal was served, and Kate Middleton herself had to come out and admit that she had retouched the photo. So then people are also having this conspiracy theory about that Mother's Day photo, that it was actually Kate's face from the cover of Vogue. The image of Kate with her 3 children had more than 30 cosmetic retouches, but the most surprising thing is that an account on X revealed. In it, user Ruby Naldret reveals that the image of Kate with her children was taken from a Vogue cover of a few years ago that starred the princess. The truth is, this theory isn't crazy. Did they recycle a photo from last Christmas? That's another question. Then on Monday afternoon, another alleged image of Kate Middleton and Prince William leaving Windsor came to light after apologizing for the manipulated photo. In it, it could not be seen if it was really the princess, as her face was completely turned to the left. On social media, there are users claiming that this photo leaving Windsor Palace is also false, and that in reality it is a retouched image of last Christmas. So, I mean, it's there's just so much going on. I don't even know what's real, what's not, but what do we think about some of these theories so far?
I think that this could all be dispelled if Kate shows up. In past videos, I've said, she has a right to her privacy. This was like very early on when, we found out about her abdominal surgery. It's like, hey, she doesn't want to say it. She doesn't have to. I just don't like the mixed messages between Buckingham and Kensington. One is very forthcoming, which is great for the community. And, there's more awareness. And, Kensington is way more secretive. They're trying to hide it, and I think that this is all just spiraled so out of control. The
Yeah.
best way to bring it back is to just, girl, Zoom us, Teams us. What
Not
else? FaceTime us. Just go from it could be from your hospital bed, it could be from outside, and social media brought up a good point, which was every time, you gave birth, 10 minutes later, you were outside with the press, showing your baby and everything went okay. Like, girl, you barely probably took a shower, So I think the secrecy is making everything like blow up to epic proportions, and it doesn't help that there's all this photo editing, tweaking, when, they could have just published an old picture of her in Mother's Day. It's understandable because she's recovering,
right.
right? It could have done a montage of all the mothers in the royal family. It could have been a great thing. Hire me as your PR because I know what to do. So her just being missing in action, like, we need to know, SOS, are you okay? Just say something, smoke signals. Like, we need to know. Not, I mean, I guess we don't need to know, but it for the future of, you being queen and William being the heir and the monarchy that he's trying to lead, this is not a good, stepping stool of what you want to become. Like, there's already mistrust. We're already seeing all the secrecy. Like, and I think it's weird that, she was experimenting with Photoshop when we know they're billionaires. Like, people probably wake you up. You have a person as an alarm clock waking you up at this point. Like, you think that she's gonna do amateur Photoshop and post it herself? That's not believable. First of all, that's very, insulting my intelligence, thinking that you're doing this.
Yeah.
It's not believable. We don't know her to be an editor or a photographer. I mean, I guess amateur photography, but not
Mm.
like a whole digital editor, world renowned. Let me publish these, or that we know she publishes these things,
Yeah.
so that's not believable. So I think, they just haven't been consistent with things. And it's, if you're there and you just gave birth 10 minutes ago and we're seeing you and the baby, like, abdominal surgery in theory doesn't seem as bad, but then how bad is it?
Right.
Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
The whole messaging is weird. We need to see you, girl. We hope you're okay. We
Yeah.
have another video coming out of the big conspiracy theory, which is Prince William having an alleged affair. And we, go deep dive into that. And, basically, uh, Kate supposedly having a mental breakdown and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know. I don't know. This is getting too crazy, too out of control. Luckily for us, Easter is about 2 weeks away, and then we'll see what's going to happen there.
Yeah. Um, my final thoughts, basically, the palace, Kensington and Buckingham, they need to understand things are never going to go back to the way they used to be. Never. The same way that the death of Diana rocked them and changed things in, I believe, the country as a whole. This obviously is not to that extent, but this is not going to be the same monarchy as before. They cannot
Hmm.
continue with business as usual because it's not going to work for them because they've had I would say, the fortune of not having the British press push them on things. But now this has gone on to worldwide speculation. And worldwide
Hmm.
press does not have any kind of deal with the palace. So they will, in fact, push back, and they'll ask William directly, "Where's Kate? What's up? What's going on? Let us know."
Mhm.
It's not going to
Yep.
be, "Oh, how are you feeling? How's it going?" No, it'll be legit questions. And on top of that, social media is not going anywhere. And the fact
Mhm.
that people have become this interested, mind you, it takes a lot to keep the interest of the internet for this long. I have never seen in recent memory the internet be this interested for this long a period of time, because we're going on month 2 since the announcement, and everything picked up steam within the last couple of weeks, and it's just been nonstop. Every single day there are hundreds and hundreds of new videos about where's Kate. So they need to understand things are never going to be the same. And social
Mhm.
media does not pay attention for this long. They never pay attention for this long. This should be an indicator of what is to come. The moment she is seen, people will eventually back off, laugh it off for a couple 24, 48 hours, and then they'll be done.
Mhm.
So understand that this is not the same this is not the same worldwide respect and love that y'all used to receive when Queen Elizabeth was around. It's not the same. It's never gonna be the same. So y'all need to get it together. Hire some real PR people. Hire some
Mhm.
fixers, because there's no turning back. That's it.
And let's not forget that social media never forgets. As soon as this is all over with and we see Kate and, we get the explanations that we want, there can't be another misstep because, hey, we'll quickly remind you that in January, February, and March of 2024, XYZ happened. So you can never live it down. It's too late
No,
at this point. So
no.
I just come out, girl. And I guess my final thought is, we knew that Queen Elizabeth wasn't going to be queen forever. And, King Charles and probably Prince William himself, they probably have prepared uh to assume the throne at any given time. So we know that King Charles wants a slim monarchy. He has his own fashion or way of doing things. I'm
Yeah.
sure Prince William will. But so far, I see great things that King Charles has done, but then also we see the repercussion of the changes with the slimmed down monarchy, with
Yeah.
the rift between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, all that, they haven't been able to contain it for what, 4 years now
Sure, yeah.
at this point. So we now Prince Charles has, cancer and he's getting treated for that. We've seen Prince William, just drop events or an event, if we're being specific.
Yep.
We've seen this um, thing with Kate that she had abdominal surgery and we found out the same day kind of thing that Charles did. So that was a poor rollout. We even saw an
Mm-hmm.
article that Queen Camilla, I hate saying it, but Queen Camilla, she said that she was stepping down from royal duties. So we're like, what? Everybody's like exiting the royal palace at this point? Like what's going on? And
Right.
these are all articles that we've seen. So it's just spiraling. Like there's a malfunction going on. And I think that goes with trying to make changes from, things that you probably didn't like from Queen Elizabeth,
Mhm.
but they're not all necessarily good changes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're
for
seeing
sure.
all the,
I agree.
we're seeing all the
Whew.
troubles with the changes. But Kate, we hope that you're okay, girl, because at this point, ah,
Damn. Seriously.
that's all we can say. We could just sigh and keep digging and trying to find you, girl. Just wave a red flag. Just smoke signals. Somebody will find you if you're missing. I hope she's not kidnapped.
Girl.
I know. I don't know why I just thought that, but forget it, guys. All right, so that
This has been an
concludes.
exhausting couple of weeks. Let me just say that. This has been a tiring couple of weeks.
Guys, that concludes today's video. Please let us know your thoughts about all these conspiracies. What do you think that's actually going on? If you're from the UK and you have more info, let us know in the comments because we're trying to find out. You know, we have to sort out the weeds and, from the BBLs and the doppelgangers and like really try to find some plausible conspiracies or theories and things like that. So let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think is going on. Like, I'm interested to see.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's like an impending divorce? Do you really think that Kate had a medical issue? Um, or could it be some other thing that we haven't even thought of yet?
Right.
But please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. We also have social media, which Steve will tell you about.
We're on TikTok and Instagram at Hear Me Out DNE. So make sure you guys like, follow, share, and comment. We enjoy interacting with y'all.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time and let us know in the comments what you think. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.